Hey guys, and welcome back to Agency, or for like all my new viewers, hi, welcome. Um, so I've been gone for a while, and I don't even have an explanation for this. I've just been busy and stuff like that. But when I was in locals, I started playing this deck, and I have fallen in love with it so much that it's actually made me want to do a deck profile with it. I know I was supposed to do green hybrid for BT7. I never got around to it. I made the deck, but after a while, it just didn't feel fun anymore, and I just could not find like the reasoning for it. I was gonna do my deck profile from Sky Strikers from Philly, and I lost the deck. Like my friend loaned it to me, and after he found out that I did better with him, record wise, he kind of took it from me, and I could not and I've been trying to physically rebuild the deck, but it's just been a lot of work. But I have this deck here, and it holds really true to my heart. So I am going to be showing off today X-Antibody for BT8. More specifically, this is geared towards Alphamon. Let me tell you, I've had so much fun with this deck that it just made me want to come back and do a deck profile for this. So here we go. I really hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to go over a lot of theory on this. So I have the deck list built, but there are some controversial stuff that I would love to see everyone's opinion on in the comment section down below. I also am going to do some really tech options, and I'm going to go over this deck's strength and weaknesses. So, let's continue. So, for starting off, we're going to start off with our rookies, if anything. Of course, we're playing 4 copies of the Doromon from BT7. For everyone that does not know, this is the one of our 2 main searchers, and its skill says, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 X-Antibody in its traits and 1 Coda from among them to your hand. So basically, this is just going to search out a card of X-Antibody, which most of our deck is, with 1 exception. And it also will search out our memory fixers. So this is a really good card. There's a high probability chance of adding 2 off of this. And this is a card that we want to hard cast more than anything. And then we have our new searcher, which is a 4-of from BT8, which is, guys, wait, real quick. For anyone that's from the channel and has seen my old videos, you guys know I suck at pronouncing stuff. So please do not kill me when I butcher this name. Anyways, we're playing 4 copies of the Redokumon from BT8. And basically it says, on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and add 1 card with X-Antibody and 1 Yuki from among them to your hands. So the difference here between these 2 is that they search out 2 different specific names. This will search out your memory fixer, and this searches out our new tamer, which I'll explain later. But the reason why you want to hardcast this more, or keep this in hand, the reason why you want to hardcast this more or keep this in hand is because of the inheritable skills. So this one, its inheritable says, the Ryokumon, its inheritable skill is Decoy Black. And basically, Decoy Black says, when one of your other black Digimons will be deleted by your opponent's card effects, you may delete this Digimon to prevent that deletion. So it basically shields deletion for one of your other Digimons. And the Doromon says, your turn, once per turn, when one of your effects places a Digivolution card under this Digimon, game 1. So the concept that you kind of want to do here is, this is hard casted, and then you go into level 2 here, while this is in raising. You bring this out of raising, and you just continue on this stack, and maybe, hopefully, you put a blocker or something on top of this. That way, when this stack is deleted, this will do its job and make sure it stays alive. It's like the sword and then the shield, I think I'm missing another set. My bad. And lastly we played 2 copies of Chumon. which is our memory blocker. In case you don't know what this says, it says all turns your opponent cannot gain memory except with tamer effects. I am playing this solely because of how much Mastodon is in my locals right now. This does come up with like a lot of other matchups, but for right now, Mastodon is the one that I really will like. It really comes up with the most. So, if you would like to switch this out, this is like a budget option. There's two other cards that you can play. There is the Toy Agumon, which is a level 3 as well, and it just has reboot as its inheritable. Or there's the Sun Haciamon, but that's a promotion, and that is, I think, $30 a piece. Both like so if you would like to spend money and go for the Sunrise Mon, by all means go for it. But I'm just running this because this is just what comes up more often for me. So yeah, so I'm playing 10 rookies. Next up, we're going into our Lowforce. Lowforce, we have our Dorugamon. I love this card. This card keeps me going a lot of the times. So basically it says, opponent's turn. When you have another Digimon in play with X-Antibody in its traits, or a card with X-Antibodies in this Digimon's Digievolution sources, this Digimon gains blocker. So already, this is a 6 play cost, but we're not really going to hard cast this. Mostly, it's a 2 Digievolution cost for a blocker. That's really good, especially in some matchups where you desperately want that blocker. Like early rush on Pildramon with like the XVmon and the Stingmon. Or even just the Vmon itself. If you for armor rush, if they try to go aggressive with the Gatomon in Mastermon decks, or even like those weird times where Yellow Hybrid just wants to try to push in, this will like help you out a lot. And its inheritable skill says, all turns, this Digimon with X-Antibody in its traits gains 1000 DP. So it's just 1000 DP, which is relevant in some cases. The other level 4 that we're playing is the new Genrumon, which basically is a vanilla Digimon, but its inheritable skill gives the Digimon blocker. So this will turn our Alphamons, our Dorugamonas, the level 6 one, or our Orumons blocker. That's really good because that means that all of our high level Digimons will have that skill, and a lot of Digimons, like a lot of decks, can't get over those numbers. So we are playing one last level 4, and this is our controversial one because I don't know how I feel about this. I'm going to be fully honest with you. I'm playing 3 copies of Grumblemon, the hybrid from BT7. A lot of people like this card. I personally have been finding it as such a brick. I'm playing 3 copies, but I'm going to show you a tech option later, which will make me bump this down to 2 because I need the other card. I need the other slot for something. So you can play 2, you can play 3. Basically, with all the high security attacks that we are doing, this is just going to be there as a finisher. So depending on what you want to do, it's there. So that's all of our level 4s. Now going into our level 5s, we play 4 copies of the Greymon. I actually learned something recently about this card. So basically it says, when digivolving, you may place 1 card with X-Antibody in its trait from your hand at the bottom of this Digimon's Digievolution sources to prevent effects from deleting it or reducing its DP until the end of your opponent's next turn. I did not know until recently that this carries over even if you digivolve on top of it. So let's say you have this and you activate skill, and then you digivolve straight on top of it with an Alphamon. The Alphamon will carry the protection effect from deletion or reducing DP. So that just makes this card already better than what it was. But on top of that too, another reason why we play this card is because it's inheritable skill, which says this Digimon with X antibody in its traits gains +1 security. That's huge. Like this just helps push aggression more. And now because of like the effect and like the ruling I just like kind of found out, this also gives this kind of weird protection effect that is actually really relevant depending on the matchups you're going in. This does not cover one matchup, and I found a card that will help cover it. So in a way, if you do play this right, you can have blanket protection from everything. But I will like explain in a second. Or like later. The last level 5 we play is the Haciamon, which is overall, and I don't really say this a lot, so I really have to say this, and I really stress it when I mean it. This card is a broken Digimon. This card is busted, and I feel like as long as this card's at 4, we're gonna like keep this at 4. Basically, it says, your turn. When one of your effects places a Digivolution card under this Digimon, you may Digivolve this Digimon into a card with X antibody and its traits by paying its Digivolution cost. When it will evolve using this effect, reduce it by 1. So this is a battle phase Digivolution. Not only that, its inheritable skill is Reboot, which means that in the past, like BT7, we would attack with our Alphamons or Dorugamons, and then they would just stay suspended, and we will always have that fear of them running it over. Now with Reboot, it will restand itself, and as we already saw, we have that new level 4, which gives them blocker now. So basically, if you pair these two cards up together, you will give one of our level 6s blocker and Reboot. It's so good. And even the best part, and I think the best part on top of everything, is being able to evolve into our level 6s for 1 less memory cost, which means that our Alphamons and our level 6 X antibody one, our Darugamanas, I can't pronounce it, just are a 2 Digivolution cost instead of 3. That's huge. That literally can keep your turn going, especially with Alphamon. And I will like, actually, let's bring him out right now so we just keep going. We played 3 copies of Alphamon, just like that out there. But as I was saying, Alphamon's 3rd skill says, end of attack, gain 2 memory. So basically, we are Digivolving on top of this Alphamon for free if it lives the attack. That's just unbelievable. Then if you have this, it reboots. Then if you have the new level 4, it becomes a blocker. This new level 5, the Haciamon, is everything we needed in black and X antibody and a little bit more. So continuing on for level 6s, we have our 3 copies of Alphamon. We're playing 4 copies actually of the Orusamon from the new one from BT8. I'm playing this as a 4 of because A, Alphamon's expensive, and B, this has its moments. It's not always there, but it has its moments. On top of that too, its inheritable skill almost requires us to play it at 4. I'll explain. So this is a 12 play cost, 4 for Digivolve, but if we use the level 5, it actually becomes 3. And it has 2 skills. First skill is, when Digivolving, you may place 1 card of X antibody and its traits from your hand underneath this Digimon at the bottom of its Digivolution sources to delete one of your opponent's Digimons with a 7 play cost or less. So basically, you attack security. If you do the like battle phase stuff, right? You get the security attack, and if you use the Digivolution skill, you can also pop a card with a play cost or 7 less. This could be whatever armor's there. This could be again Vmon, X Vmon, Stingmon, Gatomon. What else is in the meta right now? There's a lot this can hit. So just being able to pop a card is great, but it also has a second skill, and this skill comes up a lot. Your turn, once per turn, when one of your effects places a Digivolution card under this Digimon, it gains 2000 DP and can't be deleted by your opponent's card effects until the end of your turn. So imagine this. So imagine you put the blocker reboot on top of this. Now it can't be deleted by card effects. On top of that too, it's a 14k blocker. There's not a lot of decks that can out this card if it has its protection effects. And then if you add this with the other level 5, let's say you went the hard route, and instead of using the Haciamon, you go with the Doru Greymon, so this one. The skill will carry over, and it cannot have its DP reduced, which means stuff like Wyvern's Breath will not activate towards this, or even Rapidmon would not be able to reduce the DP of this card. That's why we play it as a 4-of. But there's also one last reason why we do. And that's the Inheritable skill. And this is the main skill that we this is the reason why we fully play at 4. Inheritable skill says, at the end of attack, once per turn, if this Digimon has Alphamon in its name, unsuspend it. So, basically, you go Alphamon Swing, skill of Alphamon, gain 2 memory, skill to Orumon, restand, Alphamon swings again, gain another 2 memory. That's 4 memory right there for free. That's why we play this card. And we are playing one last level 6. We're playing 2 of them actually. We're playing the Doru. We're playing this one. I've hinted at him a lot. The reason why I played 2 copies of him is because he clears boards. And it's to the point where even if you don't want to play him, you have to respect what he does. He will help you against rookie rush scenarios. He will help you on just trying to clear down board mass. He is just that clearer that we need. Basically, he says, your turn, for each card with X-Antibody in its trace, in this card's Digivolution sources, this Digimon gains 1000 DP. With all the cards that we have seen so far that put stuff under Digivolution sources, this guy can get really big. On average, he goes to about 17 to 1800. What Digimon out right now can pass that? Actually, if let's say he goes past 1800, what option card, for yellow can reduce him all the way down? Even Wyvern's Breath will not kill him if he's past 1800. Its second skill says, when attacking once per turn, you may place 1 card under this you may place 1 card with X-Antibody in its traits from your hand at the bottom of this Digimon's Digivolution sources to delete 2 cards. 2 of your opponent's Digimons, will play cost less or equal to this Digimon's Digivolution cards. This will kill rookies. This will kill level 4s maybe. Depending on how many you have, it might even kill level 5s. This is the reason why you play it. It will clear your board. It will clear your opponent's boards and make your life a lot easier. So those are all the level 6s we're playing. Next up, I'm actually going to do our option cards now. So we're playing 2 copies of Black Memory Boost. The reason we're playing 2 of these is because consistency is highly needed in this deck, which is why I'm playing 2 copies of the Metal Cannon. This is very controversial to me, and I really would love to see what you guys say about this in the comment section. I really do, because there's so many option cards you can play, and especially now that we don't have a side deck anymore and we don't have mulligans, I feel like playing this is highly needed. Highly. There is another card you can play, which is the 2 copies of the Irusalugi. I can't pronounce this. I am so sorry, guys. Basically, the skill says for this card, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, then place 1 card of X-Antibody from its traits under the bottom of one of your Digimon of X-Antibody to delete a Digimon with a play cost of 4 or less. So basically, you did de-Digivolve, place a card into one of your stacks, and then delete, let's say, a rookie or something. That's really good. But my issue is that the de-Digivolving effect has to go first. So this card is only really good if you're facing Armor Rush. Or like maybe Imperiumon, but even then they can go around Imperiumon by just hard casting. So it's not really the best. And that's why I'm not playing it. If you would like to, if you're getting swarmed by Armor Rush or like Imperiumon stuff at your locals, by all means play it. I personally just I don't need this. I personally just don't like it. So the reason we're playing the Metal Cannon though is because just the draw power that you can get from this card is unbelievable. And again, consistency matters. So I'm playing 2 copies of the Metal Cannon. There is another option card you can use, and I will show that in a second. I don't have the physical card on me, so I'm gonna have to switch it to website mode and everything. But next up, we're going into our tamers. We're playing 4 copies of the new BT8 tamer. I think it's the Yuki. I can't pronounce it, so just I'm gonna attempt it for you guys. It's called Yuki Misoya. There you go. Yeah, that's my attempt. Basically, it says, your turn, when one of your Digimon with X-Antibody in its traits is moved from your breeding area to your battle area, gain 1 memory and draw 1. So let's say I'm gonna reveal the next card. You guys already know what this is. Yeah, we're playing the Kodas. We're playing 4 copies of Kodas. Real quick, this can be it goes for 4 to me because I really like seeing it in my opening hands. But I've seen people play this at 3. That's personal preference. But let's say you have the Koda on field and you have the Yuki. That automatically puts you at 4 at the start of your turn, and you're drawing 1 card. You can do a lot with 4 memory this format. So, like that's one of the main reasons why we play this at 4. But another reason why, and the main reason why, is it's for its second effect. And the second effect just wraps everything together. The second effect says, when one of your black Digimons with X-Antibody in its traits attack, you may suspend this tamer to place 1 card with X-Antibody in its traits from your hand underneath that Digimon as Digivolution sources, as a Digivolution card. That is huge. That literally helps us proc the Haciamon that puts more cards under the stack that we need on Digimons that might not have that skill, such as our Alphamon or our Orumon. It opens up so many pathways and gateways that you just can't ignore it. And then last but not least, we're playing our Kodas, Memory Fixer, and then on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck to add 1 card of X-Antibody in its traits. Now, I do have 1 more card to show you, and that'll be at the very end of the video because I have to clip it in. So yes, and then I will go into theory and all that stuff when I get there. But for right now, I kind of want to show you a quick combo line. So the concept is here, let's say you have the Yuki and the Koda, and let's say in I forgot to show you the eggs. Oops, my bad. I fully forgot that. Sorry guys. For eggs, we're just playing 4 copies of the BT7 Dorumon. And I do have an option. I do have an option here. This is objectively speaking the best egg to play. But if you are running against a lot of yellow decks, I will recommend you to play 1 copy of the new egg from BT8, the Koyo Koyomon. The reason why I say this is because its skill will come up for you sometimes, which is once per turn, when this effect places a Digivolution card, when an effect places a Digivolution card under this Digimon, it gains 1000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. It does come up. It does come up. So if you want to play it and you're facing a lot of yellows, I would recommend this. So yeah. Alright, now back to this. So let's say you have the Yugi, let's say you have the Koda. And let's say in raising you have the Dorumon, the egg, this one, the other Dorumon, and the level 4. Which level 4, it doesn't matter. I, myself, tend to go into the Dorumon more than anything in raising. And let's say like you're just promoting this up. Already here, you get draw 1, and you gain 1 memory because of the Yugi and the Koda. So right now we're at 4 memory, right? We're gonna we're gonna Digivolve into the Haciamon. Haciamon is gonna bring us down to 1 memory. Then from there, we're gonna swing into security. I would say security here, but if you would like to attack into a Digimon, that works too. Anyways, attack. Skill of the Yuki, suspend it, and place a card with X-Antibody underneath it. So I'm going to put, hypothetically speaking, we're putting another copy of Dorumon. Okay guys, sorry, I had mini technical difficulty. Anyways, I have to kind of hurry up this video now. Yikes, I'm sorry. But here we go. So, anyways, Yuki, Koda, and then we have our stack. So, swing with the Haciamon, tap this, we put the Dorumon on the bottom. Then from there, this skill will trigger first, going into our Alphamon. Boop, 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 boop. Sorry, Alphamon. Then the rest of our inheritable skills will trigger, which is gain 2 memory. This says once per turn, but it's once per turn for that card. So you have 2 different ones, they will both proc. So gain 2 memory and draw 1. And this will swing in for 12k because of our Dorumon. That's how it works. We're Digivolving for a cost of 2, and if this lives, you gain the 2 back because of the skill of Alphamon. That is literally mostly full combo. There are other cards that you can use, let's say you have an Orumon instead, and you put this underneath. That Orumon will cause the Alphamon to restand, allowing you to swing again. So that's kind of the bread and butter of, that's kind of the idea of this deck. So that's everything I can show you right now. I'm sorry, I have to leave. But I will say overall quickly with this deck, its weaknesses and its strengths. This deck wants to get to the level 6 as fast as it can, but it does take time. Decks like Imperialmon and Mastermon really hurt this deck because of for Imperialmon it's Mega Death, and Mastermon it's the Lucimon, just being able to pop this. I do have a suggestion though. I was going to bring this up in the video, but I don't have time for that. There is this card that came out in BT3 that's called Breath of the Gods. Basically, the card says it can't be deleted and it can't be bounced back to hand. Breath of the Gods is our out to Imperialmon. So I would definitely recommend picking that up if you have a lot of Imperialmon decks running around, which probably most likely going to happen. And for the Mastermon deck, you can play around it. You just have to time your skills correctly. That's all I have to say. Anyways, this is Harmony and Chaos, mostly, well, you know us as H&C, signing off. All right, guys. I will try to get you a match for this, but for right now, I have to leave. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. Any changes or cards that you've been experimenting with, let me know in the comment section down below. And I will see you guys later. Goodbye.